Smiling Faces, the podcast, is a Defiantly Me production. To learn more, visit them on Instagram at Defiantly Me Productions.
Every Baptist church I've been to, there's always food involved. That's the whole point.
Which you got to suffer through for 3 hours.
You're not wrong. It is.
You got to get to that. That's your reward.
Yeah.
Earn it.
Then if somebody catches the Holy Spirit, you're there for another half hour to 45 minutes.
We can quote the Bible. As you've heard here.
Sit down, ma'am. Sit down. I am hungry, and you're running around here like you lost your mind. Amen.
Welcome back to Smiling Faces, the podcast. I'm Victoria Dunn.
And I'm Jess Anguiano, and we are the producers of Smiling Faces, our hit show about two girls who discover they're dating the same guy while working at a toxically positive spin studio.
On this podcast, we provide you with unfiltered conversations and answer the question, instead of self-care, why not revenge?
You know what I was thinking? Ugh. I know, it's such a dark pitch, but the truth is when you really sit and think about it, you're like, why not revenge?
Yeah.
And even though I'm known for saying it on this podcast, not the kind of revenge that's like, I'm living my best life, or this is my revenge body, but just like really going hard, smearing his name across the interweb, giving him the story of the century and telling everyone what a monster he is. Like, let's go.
Fair. I know this is old now at this point, but I got back on a tear of listening to Chappell Roan's album again. And that song, My Kink is Karma, is so Smiling Faces coded. It's incredible. Have you ever heard it?
You know what? I love listening to albums from top to bottom. I cannot believe I haven't gotten a piece of this one yet. I will sit and listen today. It will be rectified today.
Please. Like literally, okay, to give you like a hint of the chorus, like she sings in this like obviously like big, amazing voice, but she basically says, people say I'm jealous, but my kink is watching you ruin your life, you losing your mind, you dyeing your hair. People say I'm jealous, but my kink is watching you crashing your car, you breaking your heart, you thinking I care. People say I'm jealous, but my kink is karma.
Girl, this is my theme song. This is how amazing. I got through my divorce. Was like, oh no, you trashed your motorcycle that you spent my life savings on? Oh no.
Right? Like the way I had that on a loop yesterday at work, I was like, you crashing your car. You like just in my noise canceling headphones, just like rage by myself.
Well, listen, you had quite the reasons to rage yesterday, work related. Yeah.
Truly did.
Not Whole Foods related, which we will get to later. No.
Yes. He actually, to be candid, he just left.
Ayo!
So there's also that.
And that's how he knows there's an alarm clock on her best side table. Oh, God. Oh, well, we need to get into some updates about the show.
Yes. Let's see. Well, I will say I guess we can do the big drop of the merch of it all.
Ooh, now you talking dirty.
That feels spicy.
Merch.
Got a prototype done. She's cute. So we took a pre-orders list. So if you haven't added your name to the pre-orders list yet, you absolutely can. We have sizes going from small to extra large, but also should you need bigger or smaller, hit us up and we got you. We can also make that happen. So
because these bitches are size inclusive.
Yes.
Small, tiny, itty bitty petite, all the way to as big as you want to go, baby.
Right, all of them.
It's the trend. Thank you, Billie Eilish.
Exactly. I was like, don't blame us. It's how suppliers are about sweatshirts. Like, these are the sizes, but if you need these, I'm like, oh, we're going to use them.
We're going to use them because we do everybody. Thank you very much in our merch. And I have to say two things. One, if you want in on that pre-order list, which of course you do, you got to go to our website, sign up for the newsletter. And if you're like, signing up for the newsletter is hard, you can slide into our DMs. We'll put your email address on a newsletter. Just like, let us know. And we'll get you on the pre-order list for the swag. However, I have seen a glimpse because they're keeping it tight. They don't let me see everything. And I've seen a glimpse of the swag, and it is so good. It's so good. I'm so excited. Victoria brought like this extra piece to it. I'm not even going to tell you. You guys get to be surprised, but it's so just revenge coded and sweet and sexy and awesome and fun. So stand by.
Definitely.
It's coming. That is an update. The other update I was going to say is we had a great meeting, chat, talk through yesterday.
Yeah.
And we are diving all in on shooting 2 scenes from the pilot episode or the pilot web series, the first 6 episodes that we've broken down into six episodes. So we're going to shoot 2 scenes from them. And we're very excited about just diving in hard on that. And the reasoning for that is because we're ready for some footage. We're ready to show people the vibe, the tone. We also, I mean, very candidly, because we're always completely unfiltered on this podcast, we've hit a bit of a bump where in the road where it's time to get funding, and getting funding is always kind of the hardest part.
It's a chore, but we're going to do it.
We're going to do it. And when that happens, work begets work. Not to quote the Bible, but you're saying song lyrics. I'm quoting the Bible. Wait, listen, we get to political corner in just a minute. And
wait a minute. What are we doing?
Jebediah begets Ishmael begets.
Amen. Amen.
We got to bring Jesus into it just a little tiny bit just to piss some people off. Like, listen.
I'm going to do my reverend voice, and today we are like, they always do that. I'm like, go faster, Father.
We got to get to brunch. What the hell? Yes, your free coffee is not cutting it.
We know the story, please.
You would know too, because you literally were brought up in the school.
Oh,
church.
Yeah, Catholic school, kindergarten through 12th grade, baby.
Baptist. My grandparents were missionaries, so I grew up with it too. So
yeah,
they got out earlier than we did. We didn't get out till 3:00 on a Sunday. So
that's true.
Well, is that because they feed you, right? Like every Baptist church I ever went to was
we started at 11, didn't get out till 3. There was no food involved. We were in there the whole time. Oh yeah, Baptists, they don't play.
They do. Every Baptist church I've been to, there's always food involved. That's the whole point.
Which you got to suffer through for 3 hours.
You're not wrong. It is.
You got to get to that. That's your reward.
Yeah.
Earn it.
Then if somebody catches the Holy Spirit, you're there for another half hour to 45 minutes.
We can quote the Bible, as you've heard here.
Sit down, ma'am. Sit down. I am hungry, and you're running around here like you lost your mind. Amen.
Amen. Someone's like,
Don't even do it.
When they say all rise to start singing, you're like elbowing your neighbor. You're like, get up. Stop delaying. He's waiting for your ass to get up before we sing. Get up.
Because I'm smelling the fried chicken and it's telling me come eat it. And we got another 2 hours up in here. Let's get through it.
Always fried chicken. Because we would go to Piccadilly after church every Sunday. And my dad would get the plate of fried chicken, mac and cheese, and string beans.
Nothing like says church like fried chicken, mac and cheese on a Sunday.
You know what? Because going to church is like going to the gym. It's like, I went to the gym. I can get ice cream today. You know, I went to the gym. I can eat a cheeseburger and fries because I burned it. I need to replenish. So that's what going to church is like. You're like, I got to replenish because Jesus filled me up. Or
hello.
Maybe. Yeah.
Spiritually, finger licking.
Yes, Jesus
the
loves
Colonel
me.
can never.
Here's the thing. And anybody who thinks for a second that we can't sit here saying work begins work and quotes the Bible, we've got, look at this, receipts all day long. Grandparents were missionaries. You went to Catholic school. I mean, I'm a heathen, but I'm representing for the heathens. So we're covered.
See? Choose your fighter. Oh my gosh.
Shit. So much so. So anyway, so we went on a tangent, friends, like, hello.
Yeah.
The whole point is because we've hit kind of a slug of working towards funding, building this crowdfunding campaign. We're building a whole social media campaign. We are branding. It's all of the heavy front work that we've already done, mind you, but also our next leveling it. We're working with a new gal who we can't wait to tell you more about. And we are
crushing it.
Yes. Oh, so cool.
Like
Talent is such a turn on. Yeah.
Came in just swinging. Like, even honestly exceeded my expectations. Like, I knew she was great.
Yeah.
But then she asked me a couple questions before coming to meet you guys. And I was like, oh, okay. She's probably going to like, she's like, yeah, I have a couple questions. So, like, can you send me this and this? I was like, yeah, sure. Here you go. Here's the stuff. And then she came in. She was like, okay, so this is what I see for you guys. I was like, oh.
There is nothing more attractive on the planet in relationship, but also in the working industry, having somebody come in with ideas, big, bold, strong ideas, not like stepping on your toes ideas, reading the room and making sure that this is where the ideas want to be heard. But man, she sat down with us and was like, this is what I see for you. And she told us some things we didn't want to hear. We were like, that doesn't, but we were ready for it. We were like, let's go. Anyway, more on that coming up. What our news is of course, we are going to start shooting 2 scenes so that we can generate some energy and excitement around the look and feel of the project. So you guys will obviously probably get some minor glimpses. We'll do some, what do you call it? Teasers, little, clip teasers.
Little clips and things.
Yeah, little clips and things.
Show you
and
what's happening. Because I feel like you guys have been satiated by the teaser trailer. So now it's time to see some like actual scenes from it. I mean, granted, the teaser trailer is kind of like the opening of the show. So you'll see that again. But yeah, these specific scenes that we're pulling, I think are very fun and kind of show the heart and like the comedy of the show. Yeah. So like you'll get a really good idea of what we're building.
You know, what I'm really excited about is, well, 2 things. If you haven't seen the teaser yet, go to the website, smilingfacestheseries.com. Sign up for our newsletter so you can get on the pre-order list for our swag, our merch, and then scroll down to the trailer, watch the trailer because you deserve it. If I may, we made it, but damn, is it good? Wouldn't you guys say?
Very proud.
Yeah, we're very proud. Yeah.
I mean, beep, beep, toot our horn. I love it.
Beep, beep. You know, Mike loves when we do sound effects.
Who needs a soundboard? Fuck that.
We could do all our
What else you want to hear? No. He's like, please don't do that.
Tornadoes are in.
Ooh. Wait, should we go to like industry thing?
Yes.
We're talking about yes.
Oh, that was the other thing I was going to say is a little hot tip for y'all. Something that we came to. You know, our series takes place in a spin studio. And Victoria, as you all know, has been studying Legree. I flipped that R. Did you hear Legree? It's not right. It's Legree. It's just Legree. Calm down. It's very.
But it sounds fanciful the way you said it.
Legree. So she's studying Pilates, and it was such a cool thing because this social media guy we've been working with kind of interjected one day and said, I know it's in a spin studio. I know it takes place in a spin studio, but currently Victoria's working in a Pilates studio. And it made me think, are we using our own personal resources to the best of our abilities? So if you're out there, hot tip, if you're out there trying to make something and you've got your script and your story, but you don't have a location, just consider your resources and don't worry about a pivot. Not that I'm saying we're pivoting to Pilates.
Right.
But it was something we hadn't considered.
Right. The access of the spaces, because currently right now, I mean, they just use an app to unlock doors. So
you can just walk in with the cameras. You just beep, beep, beep.
Seem like we got locations.
What are they going to do? Kick us out? Yeah, no, they totally would. Yeah, make sure you get your permits.
Would. Right.
Police would be like, called.
And your final paycheck is in the mail.
Not B&E. What are we doing?
We had guerrilla style.
We had to talk about breaking the law in a minute. Not since attempted murder with Jasmine Ellis.
Right. See?
I won't do well in jail, guys.
I don't know. You said you wanted to hit some people. This might be your chance.
Ooh.
Prison is very different. No, I'm good.
You know what?
I tell Lucy all the time,
That's
I'm
what
I'm way too pretty to go to jail.
Hey,
Can confirm.
yeah.
Can confirm.
I'll be
They
holding
would
somebody's
It'd
pocket.
stop you up like a biscuit.
Facts. I know this about me. I'm holding somebody's pocket. It's the best way to protect my booty hole.
I can just see you like, what's the guy that played Juana Man that's like got
Yes.
the bandana on? He's just sitting there like, this one's mine.
Yeah. You ever seen The Longest Yard?
Oh, actually, no.
What? You haven't seen the one with Adam Sandler?
No.
It's
The
so
longest
good.
short?
No, it's called The Longest Yard.
Oh, Longest Yard.
Yeah. It's a remake. James Caan was in the original, but then they did a remake with Adam Sandler and like a bunch of stars in it and all that stuff like that. But there's the cheerleaders or whatever are like from the prison. So they're all in prison playing this football league or whatever. So no, I'd probably be a cheerleader on the side.
First
I
of
see
all,
you.
Yes. Yes, he would.
Hercules. That's
Know
me.
your lane.
Listen. Prison's rough, man.
Mike
That's
holding
too
a
good.
pocket is an image I'll never lose. I will wake up in the morning giggling to that. I will go to bed at night giggling at that. I mean, you might have just injected permanent joy into my life. Thank you for that.
Because it's such a strong visual. Like I see it so well, just walking behind a grown man holding his pocket.
I do not belong in prison, and I know this.
He's too pretty.
No, that's fair.
So,
we won't
okay,
we
we're
won't get
not-
you there.
We're not going to
Appreciate
do any
it.
breaking and entering.
Thank you.
Wait. Speaking of breaking the law, you were about
Ooh.
to talk about,
Great way to segue to that.
Stop
yes.
it. Is she getting better at segues? Stop it.
I mean, it feels like she's crushing. Because I was just like, oh, industry stuff. And you're like, we can do better.
Well, he just wasn't done yet.
Right? Fair.
One more thing. Now we can segue.
Right.
Too bad that segue was so good, but we have no chill.
And we have
So
to
we just
talk about
blew
it.
it.
Like, wasn't that so smooth? High five to us.
Yeah.
We like saw. So it's a story. So if you're not following any like industry people or whatever, this account called Crew Stories IG, which got really popular during the strikes, but they're always kind of posting, advocating for different things going on set, or if there's like big topics. So sometimes it's unfortunate stuff, like a crew member died and they're like, we got to talk about like production safety and things like that. But the most recent story has been a big deal with this independent film that's shooting down in Mobile, Alabama. It's starring Leighton Meester, which is not her fault. She's not a producer from what I saw on the project. So this is just to give like a touchstone of who's involved. But this production had a lot of safety concerns with the IATSE crew members. And so they spoke up, they brought it to production and said, hey, these are unsafe work conditions. We don't have enough turnaround time, which turnaround is the time between like when you call a wrap and when you're called to come back in the next day, because they're all on location. They're all union members. And there was like so many other instances of the set not being safe. They brought these concerns to production. They essentially ignored them. So they took it to their union. Yay, union. So IATSE then said, hey, you need to fix X, Y, and Z. We did a research on your production, what's been going on. We heard from our members. These are things you need to fix. If you don't fix them, we unfortunately need to pull our members off this production. So the production basically said, okay, well, since you guys need all these changes made, we can't afford to do all that stuff right now. So we need to halt production until we fix this. So everyone, your final day on the production right now, because we don't have enough money, is, I don't know, February, blah, blah, blah.
The producer said this. The producers were
said
like,
this.
hey, everybody, we got it. We are going to comply with IATSE crew rules, and you got to go home.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you need to be out of the hotel by this date. Otherwise, you incur more fees. Work with us to get your flight back home, yada, yada. So everyone's like, okay, dang, that sucks, but bye. So they all leave. It gets leaked that the next day they hired non-union crew to fill all those roles.
The producers
and
did.
even the producers did.
Of
They hired
the movie.
non-union crew. Mhm.
Oh.
So they told all the union people, oh, we're shutting down. So sorry. We'll call you when future work comes. Didn't call a single one of them. Called only non-union crew, or the union crew that they did get, they knew and scabbed and like crossed the picket lines
Dirty.
and worked on the production. So they're being called out like nobody's business right now for doing this. Because there's a couple things we talk about this, like unions are so helpful with protecting the crew. I know some people, I don't know, some places have concerns about the overbearingness of unions and stuff, but their goal is to keep their members safe. And you pay these fees and are part of this union for that level of protection. So crossing the picket lines undermines that work if you're in the union. So I don't know why you would do that. I understand. I understand like why someone would think to do it, not actually do it, only because work has been so slow lately. And they're shooting in Mobile, Alabama. So like, what are the options? Yeah. And I'm pretty sure there were some crew members that initially did not want to bring up the concerns because they're like, look, I need a check.
Yeah.
Too.
You shut down production, you're shutting down your work, which is really tough. And I actually am still currently a member of IATSE. And for those of you who don't know, IATSE is the union the umbrella union that oversees all production crew members on union shows. So all the television you're watching, all of the big movies that you watch are almost always union. The studios always work with union. That's why there were writer strikes. That's why there were IATSE strikes. So to comply with the union and say, yep, we agree, we're going to hire union workers, means that you're going to follow union rules, as you guys all know. And so if a production decides like, fuck it, we're just going to go non-union and not repair any of the safety standards, or it's just a money grab. I mean, this is a story as old as time. Let's be honest.
It is.
Yeah.
But I think that's part of the issue, because I think people don't realize because a lot of producers, it's seen that they're only referring to the bottom line. They're not thinking about the actual people pulling off the long hours that are required to make something. And unions are in place also because if people are a part of that union, they're also setting a standard of the quality of work that you're getting too.
Yep.
And I think sometimes producers don't see that. So they just see, oh, we need to save X amount of money, or it's going to cost too much to make it safe, which is wild. But unfortunately, this isn't always the case. But you hear about these stories of crew members dying or someone getting killed because of unsafe practices, like the Rust film with Alec Baldwin. Like that was a non-union crew that came in. Like I think, what was her? I forget the production in Georgia, but I know the woman's name was Sarah.
Yes.
That was killed like when they were shooting, and the director was like, oh, we just need one more shot. Let's shoot on this train. And they didn't have like standardized people or like union people. They're in charge of locations and things. So they didn't check to make sure the train schedule wasn't right. They didn't get clearance to shut down the track. Like there's things that union members know to do and certain procedures to happen to keep everyone safe. But non-union people don't have that level of experience. Like, yeah, they might have worked on a lot of stuff, but there is a standard that happens when you're on that level of production.
And a lot of people don't know how dangerous a film set is, because you got to remember, if you think about construction workers out on the road, that's a really unsafe working condition. So that's one element of film production. And then there's set building, which is construction workers out, building sets. And then there's gaffers and electricians. So there's another super unsafe element. And then there's riggers that are climbing up and hanging things from the rafters of 40, 50 foot ceilings.
So high. Yeah.
Yeah.
I climbed up once on
our show.
Blackish was, when Blackish was down for we would do like 3 weeks on and then 1 week off. So like on the week off, we still had to be there as like the PAs or whatever. And I remember I was like, let's go up. I like climbed up the rafters.
It's high.
I stood over the set. It's so high, but it's so cool to see in the set.
Which is crazy.
It looks like a mock-up.
Yeah, because PAs aren't covered by the union.
Production assistants aren't unionized. They're
currently trying to get that done. I keep up with it or whatnot. But currently PAs, which are the ones that probably run the most hours,
Yeah.
Like when you really look at the grand scheme of things. But they're currently looking for that because I think they had an accident a couple of years ago where a PA went home too late and the call time was early, or they got in a car accident on their way home because they got let go so late. So
Yeah.
I think unions are necessary for that thing. But you climbing up is crazy because you're not covered.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, you don't even know.
Yeah.
Like, it's like you don't even know. Like, a film set is so big. There's 200 people. And you're hiring people who they're usually hungry. They want to work their way up. They want to work their way into the union.
So they say yes to everything.
They say yes to everything. And that's the other thing you brought up, such a great point. Since we're talking about how unsafe production sets are, one of the most unsafe things about working in production is that you work 70 hours a week, 60, 70 hours a week. And that turnaround time, it's kind of like doctors. You don't want a doctor to get like 3 hours of sleep and then come do surgery. I don't want my electrician to have left work at midnight and be back in the morning by 6 a.m.
No.
He had to drive home, or she would have had to drive home. So they're not getting to bed till 1. Then they got to get up at 4:30 or whatever. So they're ready to go, leave by 5:30, because locations usually are far away from where people live. So there's a lot of protections in place. That's the hotel rooms but if you look, you hear so many stories of people driving off the road from a production and dying because they fell asleep at the wheel. It's so true. Like, we got somber here, but damn, it's so true.
No, it's real. Because even a pilot that I worked on did that, and they were so shysty about it because there's a rule of how many miles away from the production office location has to be before you have to provide hotels for everyone. And our production office was it was very early in the pilot, so it was based out of a hotel. And once we started filming, they picked a location that was way, way far up, so that it was close to the location, but just inside the window, so they didn't have to provide hotels for everyone. But I was back in Atlanta, so I had to drive regardless from where that shoot was, because I was staying with my parents. They considered me a local hire for it, so I had to drive all the way back down to my parents' house. It took me like an hour and a half to get home each night.
So I used to be a production coordinator, and that role, you touch every part of production. And insurance, there's a perimeter around how much they cover, when it comes to those kinds of, like, the driving and whatnot. And locations are chosen based on being within that perimeter. All the time they're on the edge of the perimeter,
Mm-hmm.
We should continue talking about production safety. It's something that's really fascinating and interesting. That being said, there's something more pressing on everyone's mind, which is what's going on with Whole Foods. What's our update? Listen, Bonnie wants to know what's going on with Whole Foods. Shout out to Bonnie.
Right?
Yes.
Well, actually, a little piece of it is having to do with the merch. He has a history because a journeyman of all trades. So one of his previous jobs was working with screen printers, and he transferred people that did merch and swag and all this kind of stuff for decades. So he literally learned from people that have been like lifers doing this. So he's the one that made the sample merch. So when we drop the photos of what it looks like, Whole Foods made that. Because
it's so cool.
It's crazy because I got all the materials that he told me to get. He acquired a heat transfer machine, a heat press. He was like, "Oh, I have one." I was like, "You what?" He's like, "Yeah." He's like, "Can I bring it over?" I was like, "Sure." So it's in my house on my dining room table. Got the heat press here. So yeah, and then he knew. He goes, "Yeah." He showed me how to use it. And he's like, "Yeah, if you want," he's like, "I can show you." I feel like you don't have time for all this. So he's like, "I got you." The locations that have all the sweatshirts and samples and stuff, they're all downtown, but they're like on weekdays. But you're always doing shit. He's like, "So I got you." He drove downtown, picked out a bunch of different samples. Yes.
What?
And brought all of them and goes, "Tell me which one you like and we'll practice on that one." I was like, "Okay, I like this one." He's like, "Got it. Go to work." I went to work. I came back and he was like, "Look what I made."
He's supporting you in your endeavors. Whole Foods, more green flags.
I know.
My
I know.
man.
Very good.
Also, adding to the hot tip earlier, use your resources. Look around at the people around you.
Yeah,
Who
because I didn't even
knew?
know that was a resource until I
No.
said, like, I showed a mock-up of one from a site we were trying to use previously that they're basically like a made-to-order company. And man, I was like, this can't be a sample. That's crazy. It was bad.
Yeah, I was not happy. I was not
Like,
happy with that sample scent.
and that's how I learned that Whole Foods had that skill set, because literally he saw it on my chair and he goes, "What is that?" And I was like, "Damn, okay." So
His
merch
expert
for the
eye was
show.
like, oh no. Like,
Yeah, he goes, "Oh, they didn't hold it down long enough," and but like he started nitpicking what they did wrong, and I went, "Wait, how do you know that?" And it got into a whole conversation, and so he told me, he's like, "Oh yeah," he's like, he's like, "I've done that before. I worked with these guys for years." He took me to them and introduced me to them. It was a whole thing. I was like, "Oh."
what? You went
Yeah, I
and
was like,
met
learning.
them?
Yeah, I met them. They're so cool. They're literally like these like really cool like 60-year-old men. They're like, "Oh, hey, nice to meet you. What are you doing?" They're like, "Oh, you're starting a clothing line?" I was like, "No,
No. No. Just a sweatshirt.
I'm not."
Just a sweatshirt.
Yeah, just
Holy
a sweatshirt.
crap,
Just-
but that's
but yeah, I was like,
amazing.
yeah. So
So
I'd say things are good there.
officially, have you reached the 90-day mark?
We reached the 90-day mark.
Any changes? Have you felt a shift?
I would say there's definitely more like comfortability. We had a very open conversation last night where I shared something that like I haven't told a lot of people about, which I think he wasn't fully prepared for, because he like said something like he kind of like implied, like trauma or whatever. And I was like, okay. And so I wanted to like explain like where my brain was with something that I'd experienced. And so I started saying, "Oh yeah, this was very similar to blah blah blah," and I started explaining it. But I think he didn't realize that I was still on like serious wave. And so I started describing like where something happened, and he went, "Ha!" And I went, "No, this is serious." And he goes, "Oh, my fault." Like,
So cute.
so like had to like ground the space a little bit.
He didn't
but then
quite
after the,
take the shift that you did into like serious land. You were like, wait, I'm about to do something here. And he's still
Yeah.
like, hey. And you're like, no. Pivot with me. We went left.
right.
Come on.
I was like,
Come on.
hold my hand. We're going on a different path.
Hold my pocket.
Got to do what you got to do.
You let go of the pocket, didn't you, boy?
Mhm.
Right. And there it is. But yeah, it was like very I don't know. It's like a good, like it felt good to share. I mean, it was tough because it's not something that like happy about.
Yeah.
But he handled it very well and was like, "I'm so sorry that happened to you." And he was like,
Wow.
and then it like he basically turned into a character on the show that you guys will hear later. He basically turned into like Tavares and goes, "Do you know their name?" And I went, no.
You start researching. You're like,
street addresses.
Right? I was like, "Stand down. It's really okay.
He was
It's
like,
really okay."
that's hot too. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm gonna come for him.
Right.
That is so. First of all, congratulations on like cracking open, revealing some. Listen, you had a big date yesterday, didn't you?
Yo. Yes.
Victoria had to get really
That
real
day.
a bunch of times yesterday.
That day whooped my ass. Like, and I almost also whooped someone else's ass. As you all know, people at my job, they try my patience seemingly every day. And I was like, is this going to be the day?
And I'm afraid this every day. I think we get closer and closer to the day that you get physically violent on your coworkers. Now, listen, no one would blame you. No one would blame
Thank you. No,
Yeah.
I genuinely told, because I love the CFO, and like she heard the bullshit that was being done to me. And so she came in as a joke and was like, "What trouble are you starting now?" And I went, that was her last one. That was her last fucking one. I was like, "I've been very nice to her and she does not deserve it." And she was like, "Okay, Victoria. Okay.
Oh, we're not having. Victoria's like, we turn left. Hold my pocket.
Right.
Come on the ride.
Hold my pocket's about to be
I love it so much.
the new phrase. Follow me. Hold my pocket.
Oh, follow me. Hold my pocket. Oh
But yeah.
gosh. Well, hell
things are
yes. Good on you. I think that's exciting. It was brought to my attention yesterday by producer Mike that summer is over and my no man summer has ended.
Yeah, are we back?
The summer equinox is upon us, baby.
Are we back though? That's the
Listen,
question.
Back is a rough way of putting it. Because I went out for a coffee with the guy who went so hard. Like it was like a fine coffee. I was like mildly interested. But by the end of the coffee, he was just so aggressive. He was like, I have to kiss you. I have to kiss you. Can I kiss you? And look,
Have to.
no, yeah. And listen, I never condemn somebody for saying that. I'm like, correct. I get it. I understand. I'm not interested, but I also have this problem where sometimes I treat people as adventures instead of humans. And I was like, all right, you can kiss me.
Oh, tough.
Friends.
Okay.
No.
Should we talk about that?
Right. I was like, should we pull over? Adventures? What saith you? What do you mean?
You guys don't do that. You're not like, well,
She
that might
should
be
be
a
saying
fun
stuff
mountain
and
climb.
then expects us to just like
Yeah,
move
no.
on.
I mean, I say, like, when I go on dates that I know nothing's going to come of it, I keep going because I think it's funny. So, like, is that
Yeah.
what you mean?
Yeah. That's exactly what it
Okay.
is. It's like,
Okay.
this is for the plot. This is for the gram.
Okay.
This is content. Like,
Got it.
please.
Got
Yeah, this is for the plot. This guy, when I tell you, he walked me to my car, which I was like, I'm really okay. But it was outside of Starbucks, so it's fine. Also, a little revealing here, but in the city of Los Angeles, you're really going to take me to a Starbucks for coffee? Like, sir,
There are
read the
much better
room.
coffee shops.
Yes.
So much better coffee
Not a
shops. Also,
stupid
Starbucks is
Starbucks.
nasty. I'm sorry. We'll take your money. But Starbucks coffee.
Thank you, Starbucks, for your donation.
Couldn't even take you to a Dutch
Starbucks.
Brothers? What's wrong with this guy?
Just something, right? Like, look, I would even take a coffee bean and tea leaf. Those vibes are better for a first meetup than a Starbucks. Like, get
Do you
off
like
of me.
coffee bean?
Yeah. So he walks me to my car. He's like, I have to kiss you. And by the way, I'm like, he was like announcing it long before we ever stood up. He's like, I need to kiss you. I'm going to kiss you. And I was like, okay, I just need to like wrap this up because I was tired. I'm like, let's just wrap this up. And then he's like, he gets to my car and he's going in for the move. I'm moving my mic. I'm going to tell you what he did. Look at this. He came at me like this.
Not like Michael Jordan.
Tongue out.
Oh, I was thinking a pug.
No, like a no. He
Said
came
a
with the
pug.
tongue out. Was like,
Oh, it moved? It moved too?
it moved. Listen, I've had some really bad kisses in my life. This was number 2. There was a worse one in my life. There was a worse one where, like, if my lips were this microphone, this one guy came at me unprompted. First date, first meetup, never met this guy in my life before this. He was like, let's grab dinner at this really gorgeous restaurant up in Burbank. And I was like, yeah, I love that restaurant. I love the drive. I'll totally meet somebody if they're like, let's go somewhere really nice. Even if I'm like, dinner's a little bit much for a first date, but like, I'll meet you. Sure. I'm game. I'm game for the adventure. I'm here for the plot. But this guy, I walk up to the host stand. He's standing there and no hello, nothing. Wide arm open, turns his head to the side, opens his mouth like this, and proceeds to eat my face. Is like, like wraps his. My mouth can't get as big as his. His
Apply
mouth was
yourself.
so wide open.
Did someone tell him that was okay?
I have no idea, but I
Did his
put my
mama
hand-
say that it was okay? That's how you should kiss women?
I put my
That's
hand on that man's
crazy.
chest and pushed him back and
Yeah, you
laughed.
should have mushed the shit
in
out of
his
his ass.
open mouth. I was like, what are you doing? Like that, like it was that explosive. And he was so offended. And then I had to have an hour and a half dinner with him.
But that's the thing. The ones
Yeah.
that kiss like that always think that they are crushing it. Because Castaway did that where like I was so
Castaway.
offended. Castaway would like kiss me, but then basically because you know I don't like spit. I kiss, but it's a challenge for me.
Keep it tight. Keep
And-
it tight. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Like
manage
the
saliva
boundaries.
levels.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
He would take, and he knew I didn't like spit. And for a while, he was like, understood it. And then after a while, he was like, fuck your preferences and fuck the things you don't like. And like would kiss me and take out his tongue and lick around the outside of my mouth. And I would go, and he's like, we got to teach you how to kiss. And I went, excuse me?
How is that
you
a
gotta
kiss?
teach me?
Oh my God. It never in
How
my
is
life occurred
how
to
is
me.
staying in the border with your tongue a kiss, bruh?
Has he never seen a TV
Thank
show?
you.
Like they teach
No.
you. Listen. It never in my life ever occurred to me that these men, the top 5 worst kissers of my life, it never occurred to me that these men would think that I was the problem. I'm just now having this moment where I was like face devourer and the Sicilian man who was like, you know, I'm like, why are you coming at me with your tongue? It never occurred to me that they would think like, oh, she doesn't know how to kiss. And I think they do. You're right.
I think they do. I was shocked
I have a
when he said
question.
that. I was like,
Why do you have a top 5? Why are there 5 of them?
of bad kissers?
Do you have a top 5, Victoria?
Ooh. Let's see. Not in the way of just like kissing. I think like I could probably go through like bad experiences of just like either kissing or stroke game.
I'm sorry, what? Did you say stroke game?
You can do it, put your back into it.
Damn, did we just go triple X on this podcast? You just made me blush, and I have a top 5 worst. I was like, I'm sorry, what? What did you say?
I was like, which that's crazy because in my head I was like, that's the demure way to say that.
It's being demure.
Is that what they say in finishing school? Stroke game?
I wouldn't know. I've never been. So sounds right to me.
Oh,
Beautiful.
shit. Okay, wait, hold on. That is such a segue into our smiling faces moment for the week. Because obviously that's mine. My smiling faces moment of the week is I had the second worst kiss of my life. And then, by the way, preceded by he continued to text and call and send me pictures and send me YouTube videos every single day, 7 or 8 texts a day and I was not responding, not like in a ghost way, but I had actually gone out of town. And I told him, I'm going out of town. I will talk to you in a week. I'm leaving. Like, I'm leaving tomorrow. I will talk to you in a week. He proceeded to continue to text. And early after his first couple texts, I was like, hey, listen, I'm not available to discuss anything. Because I wanted to like send him a text and be like, I'm not well, I actually would have called him and been like, I like to be in person when I'm like, I'm not interested, or like over the phone. Thank you, but no thank you. I don't like breaking up in a text, but when you're that's aggro and aggressive. And so he was like blowing me up. And I said, I am on vacation. I will talk to you when I return. He did not stop texting. And it was like stuff. He was like sending me all of his YouTube videos that he does, and they were not good.
No.
That is
don't
my
do
smiling.
that.
No, that's my smiling faces moment for
Roaming
the week.
tongue.
Is
That's his name.
that roaming RT roaming tongue. It's like, put that thing away. Where are you taking that thing? Like, don't put it on me. So that was my smiling faces moment for the week. And I did tell him, thank you, but no, thank you. I said, let me tell you what the text exchange, because I was trying to be polite about it. So I texted him and I said to him, let me see if I can find
Get
it.
your raggedy ass away from me.
I was like, I need to be firm.
Motherfucker.
I need to be firm. So there's no question. And I couldn't believe I said, he was like, oh, I hope you're hungry for some Italian delicious food. And I was like, hey, thumbs up. That sounds great, but I think I'm going to have to decline. I had a nice time meeting you, but I'm no longer interested in pursuing any relationship. And he said, we never talked about a relationship. I think you confused me with someone else.
Sir, if we have multiple conversations, like, I think people think, like, some guys think relationship means like we are dating, but it's like, no, our encounters and continuous talking is a relationship we have with one another.
Oh,
and I'd like to cancel that.
Yes. Like when he said that, he was like, I just said, thanks for understanding.
Oh my gosh. That's brilliant.
Thank you. So summer, no man summer is over. Yes. Yes. The
Okay.
summer heat.
It's over in a big way. Holy shit.
Yep. Damn.
And just the right vibes for me to dip my toe in the pool and go, wow, what am I doing? That's a nightmare. Why did I do that?
Ain't that always the way? As soon as you're like, I think I'm ready. Ah!
Why are there sharks?
Right. Every
There were
time.
sharks last time I was in this water. I mean, it was bad, but not sharks.
Yeah, these are, was it from Austin Powers? Yeah, these are sharks with laser beams attached to their freaking heads.
That is so true. That is exactly it.
Every time.
So, yes. Okay, what's
That's
your smiling
yours.
faces moment of the week? What have you grinned and bared it through this week, Victoria?
Yeah, so we had an awkward time. For those that know, since I'm doing the Legree certification stuff, we have mock classes where we let friends and family come and take our classes for free, and each of us gets to take a piece of the routine and teach it, and our master instructor watches us and gives us feedback. And there's one girl in my group that's not quite je ne sais quoi, or not je ne sais quoi, como se dice, getting it right.
Yes.
So
Like, je ne sais
like,
quoi. She has a certain
yeah, I was
je ne
like,
sais quoi,
as
which
I
is
said,
true.
I was like, oh wait, that doesn't quite work. But yeah, she's not getting it right, and there's a very specific like dialogue of things we have to say for each move, and she just has not been getting it. And he basically told her, he's like, you're not preparing properly, so if you don't get it right the next time, I will stand behind you and start prodding you with questions. So as as she was teaching the class, she started off, she was teaching. And he started going, what are the modifications? What are the variations of that move? Where should their foot be? What else is going on here? What muscle are they working? And like as she's on mic trying to teach the class, like fucking with her.
Ooh.
And I'm sitting there going, uh-oh. Because then I was like, is he going to do that to me? Let me get my shit together. I got off the machine. I was like, let me flip my binder open. So like
studying. And those of you who don't know, Victoria is like a grade A studier. Like, I wish I had the study skills you have. You have impressive study skills. Yeah.
Thank you. This stuff is a lot of very detailed stuff we have to say, but after that was done, like I taught my part. My only feedback was that my music was too loud.
Hey,
I was like, I'm trying to wake people up. Damn.
Motherfucking party over here.
That's
exactly.
right.
Like he basically asked us, how do you think that went? And she popped off. And like when I tell you, she's like, I don't think that was helpful. And you did blah, blah, and you undermined me. And like it got to this whole thing. And like she was sitting behind me and he was sitting in front of me. And I was like, I don't think I want to look at either of them. And so I just put my head down and became suddenly fascinated with my notebook and started just doodling in my notebook as she's like popping off to him. And he goes, I understand why you feel that way. And I'm just like, so I completely ignored. I tried to like keep my head down as soon as they had their resolve, which I will say he handled it very well because he basically was like, the exercise was to rattle you, so it did its job, but it proved my point that you weren't prepared. Are you still, emotions are so high that you can't receive the feedback I'm going to give you, or would you like to wait until tomorrow?
Ooh.
Right. He's like, will you not be able to hear what I'm saying to you? And she
Hello,
goes,
teacher.
I know. I was like, oh, that's why you're the master teacher. So then she was like, I think you should wait. And he goes, great. Okay, so next, Phoebe. And like immediately goes the next person. He's like, we're not addressing anything else with you. Moving on. And that's why I lifted my head back up.
Smart of her to swallow her pride and be like, yeah, I can't hear it. I think you should wait. She probably maybe might have, because if she's not showing up prepared after being warned several times to prepare better, that's on her. And she probably thinks I think you should wait because then you'll see what you were doing wrong. But
right. Because she tried to say, I did prepare. I know what I'm like. I had stuff prepared to say and I had it. But I was like, did you? Because like we're required to do 3 hours of practice in studio going through our routine. And we did one the night before our class. And that was her first time looking at the routine. But that was all of our third and fourth time doing it. And that was the night before.
It just occurred to me, and feel free to cut this out if you don't want to do it, but you know, if you need people to come to your classes, what better, if anybody's looking to try a beginner Legree class because you need the hours, right? Like, should they come and find
I'd rather go to prison. I'm not going to lie to you.
But yes, I do actually need people. So if you're in,
I'm sure it's a great workout.
It is.
And just slide into our You could slide into our
Yeah,
DMs and we'll tell you where to
DMs. I
go.
can give
Yeah.
you, I can give you the info. We're on the light classes right now, so you should probably hurry because after a while we're going to be doing the full total body classes, and that is harder.
I think I'm ready to come. I'll come over there. You don't have to go to prison, Mike.
Jeez.
I'll take one for the team.
Yay!
Mike, what's
God
your
bless you,
best
Jess.
moment?
That's
I told you
amazing.
before, I am in my water aerobics era. I am not. I am in the era of in the pool with old ladies doing our thing.
Hey, maybe like a little disco light.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I
Some
love it
Lionel
so
Richie
much.
playing.
Don't break a hip, Myrna.
Myrna, slow down, Myrna. You're going to break something.
Whoa.
Ethel, easy. You got to
Easy.
breathe, woman. So Mike's in the pool with the ladies. Get it, buddy.
Fair.
Get it. That is,
There it is.
You are in your water aerobics era.
I'm telling you, you and my dad Russell, y'all are crushing it.
Ooh, if any, yeah, listen, I'm dying to hear if any of you guys are in your water aerobics era. Please let us know. Please share. Mike needs some partners in the room or in the pool.
Yeah. Yeah, meet me
Yeah.
in the pool.
Mike, what's your smiling faces moment for the week? What are you grinning and bearing it through?
We don't have a lot of time, but I do have a small list.
Small list. Like not much, just a Torah.
No. How much time you got? I had to grin and bear it through. Lucy brought home a sickness. My lovely wife, she's a teacher. So therefore, children can be very dirty, y'all.
Yes.
Like, I love kids, don't get me wrong, but they don't be washing their hands, and then they just stick their fingers in places.
Yes.
And then
Open cough.
yeah, all in your face. Let me tell you. Spent some years in the school system, working in the school system, so I know. So my lovely wife, as soon as she was like, I'm getting stuffy, and I was like, Jesus, you're gonna get me sick. Literally, I turned to her on the couch and said, you're gonna get me sick. And damn if I didn't wake up the next day, congested, coughing. And of course, mine is worse than what she's got. She's like, I'm feeling better. And I'm like,
You're like, bitch.
damn it. So
Like,
she,
ooh, a sniffle.
yeah, she's like, oh,
Like,
I'm
suffering
slightly
through.
congested. I think it's just allergies. I was like, you're going to get me sick. Because I don't go nowhere. I work from home, y'all. This is my prison right here by myself. No pocket hole in here.
Lucy's
I'm at the top of the heap. Fuck her pocket. I will fight her in the yard.
You are.
You fucking that pocket.
You guys are weird. I will fight her in the middle of the yard.
Oh, God.
I feel like Lucy would shank you.
She might in my sleep.
The fact she hasn't
right
yet
there.
is just a gift. She's
She
also
crafted
sticking
a
around for
spoon
the
into a
plot.
weapon.
She's got a shiv on the ready.
probably
Say
does.
one thing wrong. Say one thing wrong.
One
Like,
thing, bro.
Get me in the shower. That's where
she's gonna be saying to you, "That was your last one.
That was your last.
Last one."
facts.
Oh my God. Well, listen, I know you have a list, but we gotta move along.
I know.
Oh, you-
Last thing.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Because this is a good thing. I know people can't see it very well, but that right there is Birdie's tooth. She lost her first tooth the other night.
Oh my god!
Look at that. Look at that.
The
So
way I was like, "Why are you showing us a loose bag?" But now I see those are two.
stay with me. I had a point. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Birdie lost her first tooth last night.
God.
Thankfully, because that means less of the gnawing on our hands and fingers will hurt
Yeah.
less. She's
Yes,
got one
'cause
less
they're
tooth.
Puppy teeth are so
Sounds
pointy.
dumb. I didn't know that they did that.
Yeah.
Lost her
Did
tooth.
They
they
do.
lose? Yeah, I know that was the thing. I was like, "What did you do to her?"
Mike's like, I took
I
my
fought
dog
her
down.
in the yard and I busted her tooth out.
Listen,
Listen,
I said I needed to sleep.
You've been fighting that dog in the yard for weeks now. She's
Weeks.
winning. Let it
She is
go.
fully vaccinated though.
Okay, there we go.
fully vaccinated and all that fun stuff. But yeah, she lost a tooth, which is a milestone.
Oh, God.
But yeah,
Very
so
exciting.
that's what I've grinned and bared through this week.
Nice.
If you want to see a picture of Birdie's tooth or an AI generated image of Mike holding Lucy's pocket, please come and follow us on social media. And seriously, if you are not subscribing to this podcast, like, don't sleep on it. Get to work, hit pause, go follow, and write a review, because people are listening. So tell them how much you love us, because we love you. Follow,
5
share.
stars only.
Oh, yeah. Only 5-star, obviously. Follow, share, like, and subscribe. Send to the people you like in your life. Don't send to the people that don't deserve us. Am I right? And find us on Instagram at smilingfaces_series, at TikTok at smilingfaces_series. We're on Facebook at Smiling Faces Series, and we're on YouTube at www.youtube.com/@smilingfaces series.
We also have an official website. It's smilingfacesseries.com. Make sure to sign up on our website to join our newsletter and get that merch pre-order. Shout out to our fiscal sponsor, Inclusivity Media, and producer Mike Bryant and Defiantly Me Productions.
Or what did you do earlier? Beep, beep. Doot, doot. Beep, beep.
Yeah. I can only see Sarah Jessica Parker dancing.
Oh, yeah.
To that.
That's what we're doing. Hey, everybody have a great weekend. And try not to grin and bear it through too much.
Yeah, don't have a list.
Hold somebody's pocket today.